How are you doing today? I'm pretty normal. So today we are going to solve LeetCode again. We're using the Python today. Do you want to do the LeetCode? I don't want to do this, but we have to, so let's do this. So today's question is max area of island. This is medium question. Okay, so let's take a look at the problem. So you are given an n by n binary matrix grid. An island is a group of ones representing land, connected four directionally, horizontal or vertical. You may assume all four edges of the grid are surrounded by water. Okay. So the area of an island is the number of cells with the value 1 in the island, and return the maximum area of island in the grid. If there is no island, return 0. So this question is asking me, I'm given a map, and inside a map we are going to have several islands, and try to find the maximum size of the island. So that's the question. Let's take a look at the example. So we are going to give this kind of beautiful map. It's not that beautiful, it's just very normal. So 0 is the sea and 1 is the island, and then we can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 islands. And what's the maximum size of the island is highlighted here. It's a 6 because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And notice these two islands seems to be one island because it looks like kind of connected, but because of the question is saying needs to be connected four directionally, horizontal or vertical. So in this case, a diagonal. So these are separate two islands. So we are supposed to return 6 from this question. So let's think about how to solve this question. So I can focus on this part of the map. So I'm going to draw something here. I can use a drawing function of the Google Docs. So I'm trying to make a map from here. I'm going to make a square thing here. Okay. And then I'm going to change the color to as a land. I think it looks like a kind of land color. And then just copy and paste like this. Right here. There. Looks okay. And then also I have to copy and paste here. And then I'm going to change the color to something like the sea. Something like the sea. Looks like sea. So is it too kind of skin color? Very kind of strange, but that's fine. So we look at this shape, and then I'm trying to think. Square is a circle. Square is a circle. Square is a circle. It's a very strange English, but square is a circle. It's like a spell. Square is a circle. Square is a circle. And then when we see two connected lands, we try to think these circles are connected, and then this part and this part are not connected because this island is facing the sea, but here it's facing the land, so it's connected. So I'm trying to think there is a line there, and these are connected too, these are connected too, and this is connected too. Okay, so if you have this, this map is going to be a question of a graph, which means we have several vertices, and some vertices are connected by edges, which is a line. So with this, we can feel free to start from any vertex. For example, we start from here. We visit one island, so we are going to count 1, and then try to find a neighborhood only connected to one neighborhood, so we visit there and count up, and then these two vertices we already visited, so we are going to mark. We don't have to visit here anymore. And then next time we're going to find the neighborhood again. This vertex has 2 neighborhoods, so we go to this vertex. We visit here and also count up the 3rd neighborhood, visit there 4th neighborhood, count up 5th, and then we we notice there's no more vertices we can visit, so we are going to stop this iteration inside this island, and then we are going to return current counter value as the answer inside this island, so we can get the size of the island, and then basically we are going to do the same thing to everywhere inside the map. Okay, so we just look at that one component of the island, but as we said, we can try everywhere with this logic, but we have some kind of exception that we cannot do this. So except, for example, if we go outside of the map, out of bound, this could happen if we're traveling the first row of the map, and then we have to try 4 direction, top, right, down, left, and at the first row, if we try go up, we're going to outside of the bound. Of course, we're not going to have the island there, so we have to avoid this case. And also, if the next place is the sea, so we're seeing that we don't have to go to the sea, so we have to try to avoid that. And also, visited place. If we notice if the next place is the visited, we don't have to go, so we don't have to try. So when we are traveling inside the island, actually we are repeating the same thing. For example, we visit there, find a neighborhood, go there, find a neighborhood, go there, find a neighborhood, go there. So basically we do the same thing, so it's nice to have a recursive function, which means function is going to call the same function inside the function. So we say recursive function, and then we have to stop this in the end eventually, until no more visit. If we visit the entire map, we should have the answer, so we can stop this recursive function. So I think to this point, I think we are ready to write the code, so I move on to writing the code. Okay, so we are required in the LeetCode question that we have to make the class of solution with the one method. So I'm making it class solution, and then we have to implement the one method. It's called max area of what island. Okay, and then this is given grid. Grid is list of integer, and I have to from typing import list, and then this method is going to return integer. Okay, and then inside this function we actually implemented this design. So as we've seen, we have to try everywhere, so I'm going to try everywhere. So we have to do the for loop. I want to try every row inside the map. This could be the size of the length of the grid. So I'm trying all the row, and also I have to try all the columns. So columns, the size is going to be the length of grid of first element. So this is going to give me the column. And then when we try everywhere, we are going to get the area of the island. So we are going to get the area. And then we are going to make a recursive function which is going to give us the area. So we are going to make function rate later. And then we visit there, give us area. So the argument is going to be row and column. And then because we have to get the maximum, and then we are going to have several islands. So maybe we can initialize answer first with 0, for example, and then every time we find an area, we are gonna get the max of current maximum size with the area we found now. So we are going to update the answer with this max. And then when we finish, we just return this updated answer variable. So we are going to implement the getArea function. GetArea function. This is the argument of row is an integer and column is also an integer. And then this method is going to return integer as well. Okay, so in the document, we've seen we have to skip some cases if we are out of bound, if the next place is the C, if the next place is somewhere we've already visited. So we have to make an if condition. So if the out of bound condition is row needs to be more than 0 because we cannot go to the negative, and also needs to be inside a bound. So that's row is going to be the grid. But I don't have a grid in the argument, so I'm going to make an instance variable. So I'm going to make initialization and then no argument, and then I'm going to make an instance variable grid. Maybe initialize with nothing, and then when we call max area of island methods, we actually put the data to this instance variable. So if you have this, we can access that from self grid. This is row, and then we also have to check the column. So the column also positive and inside the bound, so that's the length of grid first element. And that's not the only condition. We also have to check whether the next step is the C. So we have the information inside the grid. So the row and column, if that's the 1, that's the island we can go. And then the last thing we have to check is whether that's the place we've already visited. So we have to have some kind of data structure which store that information. So I'm going to make the instance variable again. Maybe I'm going to say self visited, and then just initialize with none. And then in the second line, maybe I can actually put the data to visited. So we just stored a bunch of data, so we don't care about the order. So we can use set, and inside the set we can store the row and column information. So maybe we can use tuple. So set is going to save row and column tuple, and then inside the set we have a bunch of tuples like this. So we have a bunch of tuples here. Okay. So here I can use this if the row and column is not in visited set, we can go, right? So so I'm using so many ampersand, but this is the and in the Java, but you know I'm typing Python now, so this is wrong. I have to use and. That's wrong. It's kind of weird because I prefer Python, but somehow I'm using the Java syntax. Is very weird. So this for condition is the condition for the island, but we want to skip this, so we are going to negate this. So in this case, it's not the land, it's not the island, so we don't have to count the area, so we can just save to return 0 because it's not island. Otherwise it's island, so we can mark this is the place we already visited, so we're going to put in the visited the tuple of row and column. Okay, and after this we are going to repeat the recursive function. We go somewhere, find the neighborhood, go somewhere, find the neighborhood. So basically this function can call the same get area function. So we have to return because this is a recursive function, so return. But every time we using the recursive function, we have to +1 because we visit the island. So +1 to this recursive function. But we have to try 4 different directions. Maybe we can try top, right, down, and left in this order. We can do this if we so go up, which means row -1, so row -1. We don't have to change column. And then to go to the right means get area of go to the right. So row doesn't change, but the column is +1. Okay. And then we want to go down, so that should be so get area of go down, so row +1. It's kind of weird, but and then we don't have to change the column direction. And then finally we can try left, get area. So row doesn't change, column is going to be -1. Okay. So I think this should be fine. I believe it's fine. I don't like the yellow line. Okay. So I think we can use the test case from the question. We have this long grid. Copy and paste here. Very long. I don't care. I'm going to print it. Answer. So what we have to do is we are going to make a solution object as the method max area of island, and then we're going to pass the grid to this method, and this could be give me answer. I'm going to run this. This is going to give me 6. The answer is 6. I have second example, so maybe I can run this again to test whether that's fine. Copy and paste here, comment now, run this. It's going to give me 0. It seems to be fine, so I'm going to copy and paste this class to this LeetCode console. Copy, paste here, paste it. Can I click submit? I'm going to click submit. Okay, so it showed me success. Nice. So today we use Python and then solve the medium level question of LeetCode. So we are given some kind of map, but that was actually some sort of a graph, and then we use some kind of traverse algorithm to solve it. That was actually the algorithm called the depth first search, and I'm going to put the some kind of link to this video if you're interested in the detail. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching.